Never give up. That was the energy he carried, even when his body began to fail him. Eric Dane was 53 years old when the news broke. And even though fans knew he had been battling ALS, it still felt sudden, still felt unfair. Less than a year earlier, he had stood in front of cameras and quietly revealed what he was facing. Not with drama, not with self-pity, just honesty, measured, determined. I just take it one beat at a time. That wasn't a headline grab. That was how he lived his final chapter. For decades, Eric Dane had been one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces. From heartthrob surgeon to complicated father figures, he built a career that blended intensity with vulnerability. But what made his final year so powerful wasn't just the diagnosis. It was how he chose to walk through it. Publicly, bravely, without pretending he wasn't afraid. And the way he faced the end. That might have been the strongest performance of his life. He didn't begin as McSteamy. Long before Grey's Anatomy turned him into a global sensation, Eric Dane was a working actor grinding through auditions and guest spots. Born in San Francisco, raised by a single mother after losing his father at a young age, he learned early what instability felt like. That kind of childhood doesn't disappear. Shapes you. It builds a certain toughness, quiet resilience. In the 1990s, he moved through television roles steadily. Charmed, Gideon's Crossing. Small appearances that kept him afloat in an industry known for chewing people up. He wasn't handed superstardom. He earned momentum the slow way, one job at a time. But everything changed in 2006. Grey's Anatomy was already a cultural phenomenon when Eric Dane arrived as Dr. Mark Sloan. He wasn't meant to be permanent, just a temporary disruption. A charming plastic surgeon with a scandal attached. But the audience reacted instantly. The confidence, the smirk, the layered vulnerability beneath the swagger. Within episodes, he wasn't a guest star anymore. He was essential. McSteamy became a brand. Posters, magazine covers, late-night interviews. The kind of fame that flips your life overnight. And that's when things got complicated. Sudden fame rarely comes without cost. Behind the polished red carpets, Eric was navigating pressure, expectation, and scrutiny. The world saw the confident surgeon. They didn't see the man trying to hold himself together when the cameras shut off. In 2009, he entered rehab for prescription medication dependency. The headlines were brutal. Tabloids circled. Speculation grew. He didn't deny it. He didn't lash out. He sought help. Quietly. Privately. It wasn't the first time he'd struggle with depression, and it wouldn't be the last. Years later, he would openly admit that fame didn't protect him from darkness. In some ways, it intensified it. But that wasn't the whole story. He rebuilt. He returned to work. He continued acting. And by the time Grey's Anatomy wrote his character off in 2012 in one of the show's most emotional exits, Eric Dane had cemented himself as more than a TV heartthrob. He was a legitimate actor with depth. Then came Euphoria. HBO's hit series introduced him to a new generation. As Cal Jacobs, he portrayed a deeply flawed, emotionally fractured father wrestling with secrets and identity. It was raw, uncomfortable, bold. Nothing like the glossy charm of Mark Sloan. And that was intentional. He wanted complexity. He once said he wasn't interested in playing safe anymore. He wanted roles that scared him. Roles that exposed vulnerability. And Cal Jacobs did exactly that. The performance sparked conversations. Critics took notice. Younger audiences discovered him for the first time. But while his career was evolving, something else was happening quietly in his body. Also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, it is a progressive neurodegenerative condition that affects nerve cells controlling voluntary muscles. Over time, it limits movement. Speech can weaken. Strength fades. There is no cure. When Eric publicly confirmed his diagnosis, he didn't do it with sensationalism. He spoke carefully, thoughtfully. I'm fairly limited in what I can do physically as an actor, but I still have my brain. "I still have my speech." That line hit hard, because you could hear the awareness behind it. He knew what was coming. This doesn't reverse. It advances. But what happened next would surprise many. He kept working. While many would retreat into privacy, Eric chose visibility. He allowed interviews. He discussed the reality of what he was experiencing. He acknowledged fear. But he didn't center himself as tragic. He focused on connection. "I don't feel like my life is about me anymore." That shift mattered. He began viewing his journey as something bigger. If speaking publicly helped even one family navigating ALS feel less alone, it was worth it. And that perspective changed how fans saw him. This wasn't the glossy celebrity fighting for sympathy. This was a man confronting mortality in real time and choosing to use his voice while he still could. His final days were reportedly spent surrounded by his wife and 2 daughters. That detail resonates deeply because family was always central to him. He married actress Rebecca Gayheart in 2004. Their relationship faced turbulence over the years, including a separation filing in 2018. But by the time of his illness, reports indicated they had reconciled emotionally, prioritizing their children and unity. In interviews, he often spoke about fatherhood as grounding. Fame could fluctuate, roles could come and go, but being a dad, that anchored him. "If it means more time with you." That line, spoken in one of his final reflections, feels heavier now. It wasn't dramatic. It was sincere. Time becomes currency when you're facing something like ALS. As the disease progressed, physical limitations increased. It slowly strips control from the muscles. Everyday tasks grow complicated. But his mind remained sharp. That contrast is one of the cruelest parts of the condition. Awareness stays intact. And still, he maintained humor in interviews. He didn't deny frustration. He admitted fear. But he also showed something else: surrender. Allowing myself to be rescued, even when I don't want to. That admission revealed pride being reshaped into humility. For someone who built a career portraying strong, commanding figures, accepting help may have been the hardest role yet. And then the news came. Eric Dane had passed away at 53. The reaction was immediate. Social media flooded with tributes. Former co-stars shared memories. Fans revisited clips from Grey's Anatomy. Euphoria audiences posted scenes of Cal Jacobs. The industry paused. Because this wasn't just about a character dying. It was about a human being whose final year had become unexpectedly inspirational. He had worked until the end. His final on-screen appearance will come in the 3rd season of Euphoria. That fact feels poetic. A final performance preserved. A reminder that art outlives the artist. But beyond the roles, beyond the scripts, what truly defined his final chapter was courage without spectacle. He didn't posture. He didn't dramatize. He simply showed up. Even when showing up became physically exhausting. And that's what makes this story linger. We often celebrate celebrities for red carpet moments, for viral interviews, for scandals and comebacks. But rarely do we witness someone face something terminal with such transparent steadiness. Eric Dane once said that sharing his journey was the bravest thing I've ever done. That's not a line crafted for applause. That's a man acknowledging fear and walking forward anyway. ALS is relentless. Doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care about fame or career arcs. But visibility matters. Awareness matters. By speaking openly, he contributed to a broader conversation about neurodegenerative diseases, funding, research, support networks. He shifted the spotlight from glamour to reality. And maybe that's the legacy that resonates most. Not just McSteamy, not just Cal Jacobs, but a man who refused to disappear quietly. In Hollywood, relevance can fade quickly, but authenticity endures. His willingness to admit vulnerability gave his final year depth that scripted drama rarely achieves. Looking back at his career now, you see the through line. The confidence on screen often masked deeper layers. Even early roles carried a certain intensity beneath the surface charm. Perhaps that's because he understood struggle firsthand. He lost his father young. He navigated depression. He faced addiction. He experienced the whiplash of sudden fame. He endured public scrutiny. And in the end, he faced a disease that slowly limited his body while leaving his awareness intact. That's not a simple arc. It's complicated, human, imperfect, and that complexity made him compelling. There's something haunting about watching old interviews now. The physical strength, the relaxed posture, the easy laugh, and then remembering that within a year of his diagnosis reveal, he would be gone. Time compresses quickly when illness enters the picture. But he didn't spend his remaining months hiding from it. He reframed it. I just take it one beat at a time. That phrase sounds simple, but in context it's powerful. Because when the future feels uncertain, narrowing focus to the present is survival. One beat, one day, one conversation, one scene, one hug. That mindset likely shaped how he approached fatherhood during his final year, how he approached marriage, how he approached friendships. And that's why the tributes felt genuine. Co-stars didn't just talk about his talent, they talked about his presence, his humor, his steadiness. In an industry built on illusion, authenticity stands out. He didn't market his illness for sympathy. He acknowledged it. He integrated it into his story. But he didn't let it define him entirely. That balance is rare. As the third season of Euphoria approaches, audiences will watch his final performance with a different lens. Lines that once felt dramatic may now feel personal. Scenes layered with tension might carry added weight. And that's the strange beauty of art. Freezes moments, preserves people at a specific point in time. Eric Dane's legacy now lives in those preserved moments, but also in the interviews, in the bravery, in the decision to speak when silence would have been easier. He once described allowing himself to be helped as terrifying. For someone used to being the strong one, the protector, the confident figure, surrendering control can feel like defeat. But in his case, it became strength, because vulnerability requires courage. And in the final year of his life, courage was the theme. There's something profoundly human about that. He wasn't trying to craft a perfect ending. He wasn't building a myth. He was simply living as fully as possible within shrinking physical limits. That reality forces reflection. How do we measure impact? By box office numbers, by awards, by social media followers, or by the way someone handles adversity when the lights aren't staged? Eric Dane's final chapter answers that quietly. Impact is found in honesty, in showing others that fear and bravery can coexist, in proving that dignity isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about facing what isn't. His story now becomes part of a larger conversation about ALS awareness, about the unpredictability of life, about how quickly things can change. But it also becomes a reminder of something simpler. Never give up. Not in the cliché motivational poster sense, but in the real sense. Don't give up showing up. Don't give up loving fiercely. Don't give up speaking your truth. Even when your body weakens. Even when headlines shift. Even when the future feels uncertain. Because what remains isn't just career highlights. It's character. And in his final year, Eric Dane showed character in abundance. He faced ALS publicly. He continued working. He prioritized family. He acknowledged fear. He accepted help. He shared his journey. He left behind performances that will continue to resonate. And at 53, though his life ended far too soon, the way he navigated its closing chapter may outshine even his most famous roles. If his goal was to use his story to help others feel less alone, he achieved it. And what happened next? The conversation sparked, the awareness raised, the lives quietly strengthened by his honesty, may be the part of the story that continues long after the credits roll.
Thank you, my viewer. I hope you keep it here on my channel for more discoveries on all the celebrities' untold journeys. Like, comment, and subscribe on Hajara Rama channel. Thank you so much.